Hello everybody, I'm charliethecookandrews the cook, and today I'm going to be showing you how to prepare and cook pork chops, or pork loin chops as some people may say. I don't really personally care for pork chops, but you know, I just decided to fix them because my sister is coming over and she wants pork chops, so there you have it. You can either bake your pork chops or fry your pork chops. I'm going to bake my pork chops. I hardly ever fry them. So, anyways, without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Okay, this is what all you're going to need to bake or fry your pork chops. Now we're going to start over here. Here we have an 8-pack of pork loin assorted chops. Okay, so you're going to need that. You're going to need a little salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, parsley flakes, pure olive oil, garlic, and pork's best friend, rosemary. You're also going to need a baking dish if you are baking. If you are baking, you're going to need a glass or a dark pan. And if you're frying, you're going to need a frying pan to fry your pork chops. Okay? And there you have it. Okay, here's our pack of assorted chops. Now what you're going to do here is make sure you have some gloves on. In dealing with this, we're going to open up our pack of pork chops here. As with handling with any meat, you want to have gloves on, and you want to make sure that your hands are thoroughly washed when dealing with this type of meat. Okay? Okay, this is the most important step in preparing your pork chops. Now, as with any meat that you cook, such as pork chops, chicken, or ribs, you want to make sure that you wash this thoroughly before cooking or frying, okay, or baking. You want to make sure that you wash this, okay, because if you don't rinse it off, your chances of getting sick will be highly likely. So you want to rinse this off thoroughly, and you also want to wear gloves. Discard everything except the pan. You want to keep the pan. And what we're going to do is, okay, we're going to rinse off our pan in which the pork chops came in, and we're going to rinse it off thoroughly. And we want to do this with hot water. Okay, we're going to do this for about a minute or so. Okay, now we have our pork chops draining for a few minutes. Now we're going to leave them here to let them drain a little bit more for a few minutes, and we have our pan which the pork chops came in. We're going to drain all that in there. Okay, and we're going to leave this sit for a few minutes while we make our pork chop rub. Okay, now it's time to make our pork chop rub. And over here I have my food processor. And what we're going to do is we're going to add 1/3 cup of olive oil. Add that right on in there. We're going to add some garlic. This is about 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. I'm sorry, y'all, somebody called my phone, but guess what? I'm not in the mood to answer. Okay. And we have some, like I said, this is the pork best friend. This is rosemary, and I added about 4 to 5 stalks of that in here. Okay, add some rosemary right on in there. And also, what we're also going to do, we're going to add a little parsley, just a little tad, a little bit. Sorry if it spills everywhere. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix this in until it's well blended. Okay, smells good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a little onion powder. I'm going to have to take this off because this is a little onion powder in here. A little garlic powder. Add a little pepper. We're going to mix this in until it's well blended. Okay, that should be well blended. Okay, now that we have our rub mixed in real well, we're going to add some additional seasoning. You can either add some seasonal salt or add a little Chef Prudhomme's seasoning magic in here. I'm going to add quite a bit of that in there. We're going to mix that in. Okay, like so. Okay, now we have our pork chops drained and laid out here on a piece of parchment paper. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of our rub, and what we're going to do is we're just going to brush it on each chop. Okay, now that we have each and every one of our chops covered with the garlic and rosemary rub, what we're going to do is you're going to take a little bit of either seasonal salt and just splash a little bit on top of each one. And here I have a bag. We're going to go ahead and put our chops in a bag. Just drop them right on in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the refrigerator to marinate. We're going to put this in the refrigerator to let it marinate for a few hours. Have our bag, give it our chops. Now you can let this marinate overnight, or you can put it in the refrigerator for about 4 or 5 hours, and then they'll be ready to be cooked or fried a bit. Okay, so letting our pork chops marinate overnight here. And we have our pan here, which we have a little olive oil in it. What we're going to do is we're going to take a little paper towel or something. We're going to just smear our olive oil all around the pan, all around the sides of the pan and everything.
Preheat your oven to 350 degrees or 180 degrees Celsius.
And next what we're going to do is we're going to take our pork chops one by one, and we're just going to add them into our pan. Okay. I'll do some of that liquid out of that too. That's all the marinade. And there we have it. Next what we're going to do, we can either use a little bit of Tony Saturated, or you can use the seasoning magic, or you could use seasonal salt to put a little seasoning on your chops before you put them in the oven. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the rest of this Chef Prudhomme seasoning on top. I'll just sprinkle a little bit on top, like that. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put these chops in the oven for 330 degrees for about 40 minutes. Now it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be done in 40 minutes. We're just going to put them in there for 40 minutes. Then after that check them and then go from there and see how much longer they'll be taking to bake. Okay. We're going to set it for about 45 minutes to allow 5 minutes for the glass pan to warm up and everything, so about 45 minutes. Okay. Okay, time is up. Okay, and now we're ready to take our pork chops out of the oven after baking for about 40 to 45 minutes on 330. And here they are. Some WD-40. This is how your pork chops are going to look after baking on 330 degrees for about 40 to 45 minutes. Now mind you, if you take them out of the oven and they're still not done, you can always put them in there for an additional 20 minutes and turn the temperature up to about 340. But this is it. They're nice, they're juicy. So I'm going to go ahead and do a plate presentation to show you how it looks on a plate. Because oh my god, that looks so good. And there you have it. Baked pork chops. If you have any questions, comments, post them, like, subscribe, etc. And as always, I hope you all have a blessed day. Bye bye.